Well, as you can see, we certainly had a good night last week and, well, a great deal of fun. Congratulations to Len Allington, who was the Salesperson of the Year, so a great achievement there. Joining me live in the studio now is Henry Ruers. Henry, good to have you in. Chief Product Officer of REA Group. What's the REA Group?
So the REA Group is the name of our company, but you probably know us best in Australia as realestate.com.au, and we also run realcommercial.com.au.
Okay. So Henry, perhaps to get things underway, a little bit of background on yourself.
On me, so I head up the product group within the company, which basically means the teams build the experiences that everybody at home probably experiences when they go to our website or they don't download our apps, on whether it be on iPhone or iPad or Android devices, as well as the products that our vendors can purchase through real estate agents that advertise their properties.
And personally, I know that you're a keen cyclist. Anything else that we should know?
Yeah, I must admit I did bring my bike down to Adelaide. Got to go for a ride in the Tour Down Understate.
Good work.
But family man, got 3 kids. I genuinely love real estate. My background's actually as a psychologist, so it's really triangulating technology, how people think about real estate, and how you can create products to help people sell their properties.
An interesting way into what I would have thought was a very different field.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, it's it's what people often say. What you end up studying and what you end up becoming. It's quite often different things, but it's a good compliment.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Perhaps to get things underway, we'll blow our own trumpet first up. Realestate.com, we of course, as the #1 hit per property site in South Australia. Why is TOOP+TOOP so popular on your website?
I think it's just the way you as an agency go about advertising your properties. You've got a lot of innovative thoughts around how you're approaching digital. You do a good job of thinking broader than just digital and how you can represent that experience in a digital space. So you use things like our Premier products and things like highlight products, which for mums and dads at home really just means they're at the top of the search results, they're really prominent, and we know that people engage with them more often. Okay,
well that's, from our point of view, fantastic. #1 with #1 works nicely. Over the last 10 years, clearly the internet has become massive. Exponentially incredible. What new technology has come in over that period of time to make it that way, and where are we going from here?
Look, I think ultimately it just comes down to accessibility. With the internet becoming alive and products that allow you to access the internet becoming more mobile, I think it's a 24/7 proposition. You no longer have to just rely on mediums like print newspapers that get delivered to you.
Yes.
You can access when a property comes onto the market as soon as it comes onto the market, which is quite astounding when you think about it. The ability to then share with family and friends using social media or sites like realestate.com.au and have a discussion about, is this the right property for me? What do you think? And have a conversation without talking to someone verbally, but doing it all using digital media.
Yeah, we might talk about the social media side of things in a moment. What's the new? Is there anything that you can announce that's about to be thrown into the marketplace from your side of the equation?
Look, I think our philosophy is to roll out new things incrementally, so not doing like the big bang type release. The one thing I would say is that you'll see us begin to really push hard into the video space, and I know that's close to the heart of TOOP+TOOP. So we're seeing that a number of different real estate agencies are interested in video but don't know how to approach it. And you guys are really sort of leading the charge, certainly in this area, around understanding how to really showcase a property for a prospective vendor. And that we know has great engagement with our audience.
Okay. What's the ideal time length for a video?
Well, that's a really great question. So I'm sure most people are quite familiar with sites like YouTube, and there's lots of different sort of reports around that say that the ideal time slot for any sort of clip is somewhere between 30 seconds to about 1.5 minutes at the longest. And what you see is real estate agencies begin to focus on either two sets of ways of representing the property. Either you showcase the entire property, and that really gives a prospective buyer a good feel for what the property is like, which then leads them, to turning up to an open for inspection. Or there are other properties where you actually want to do the teas. And it's a very short clip, and it just highlights the key sort of showcase elements of the property that leaves people wanting to know more. Right. That also drives them to the property. Okay. And that's something that I know that you guys are looking at.
Music, no music, lots of talking, less talking. What turns people on at the moment?
I think it's all of the above. You really have to take it on a property by property basis. I think one thing that the industry is struggling with is getting the balance right between showcasing the real estate agent that's showing people through the property and showing people the actual property. There is an element of really bringing people and what it's like to live in a place that real estate agents bring. Yes. And there's a real art form to getting that right, to not being cheesy, to be really honest.
Yeah. Is there a more or less effective way of selling property in this internet space?
Difficult question to answer. What I can say is getting the marketing mix right when you're representing a property is really important. So if you're going to spend a lot of time and effort to get photography just right, you want to make sure wherever that photo is represented, whether that be on the billboard or whether that be in digital media or in print or any other medium, that it showcases the property as best as you possibly can. And I think ultimately it's choosing the right real estate agent. Sure. So somebody that can give you the right guidance around how to market the property, but especially how to price the property in this market.
This isn't meant to be any sort of dig anywhere, but as prices go up in buying space in the digital media, your opportunity perhaps to compare with perhaps print and so forth. I mean, I know that from my point of view, spending $600 odd to put your property into a space, forever, is, I think, good value. There's still the argument, should I put it on the paper and spend probably even more than that for a day's worth of value?
Sure, yeah.
Are you feeling as though there's some some value in that at the moment?
Look, I think it really comes down to the philosophy of the real estate agency in terms of what marketing mix they use. What I can say around digital media is that the real benefit is that timeliness factor. It is 24/7 and you can measure anything that moves. So as a real estate agent having a conversation with the vendor, you can really say, well, this many people actually saw your property. This many people looked at the floor plan. This many people actually inquired. And that's pretty powerful, to use the jargon return on investment type discussion. Definitely. When you're talking about marketing working for you.
Yeah, I guess fair call, because as opposed to knowing that X number of newspapers are sold, full stop, you don't know whether people even pulled that section out of the paper. So this is an interesting question, and I know exactly who would have written this, but will technology eliminate the need for us, real estate agents?
Right. Look, my view is people are so emotionally attached to their homes. So and I know I'm preaching to the converted here. The ability for somebody to talk to somebody that understands the local area and be able to negotiate on their behalf and understand how the marketing works. Because you've got to put this in context. Most people only sell once in maybe 7 years, once in 10 years. It's a whole new experience. So my personal view is I think there's always going to be a role for somebody to effectively handhold people through the process. And I think that the leading real estate agents will really embrace what digital does provide. So that will tweak how you market properties.
Certainly.
But certainly the relationship side I think is invaluable.
Okay, well certainly an ever-changing environment anyway. Stay with us, because I'm sure that there are a whole lot more questions that we'll get into in a short while. Now let's go and have a look at our auctions of the week in our Going, Going, Gone segment.